starting in goal is number 1, senior Jenna Lang. Number 4, senior Brittany Bortson. Number 5, junior Sydney Cubes. Number 6, junior Allison Hansky. And number 7, senior attacker Kaya Harper. Number 8, senior Summer Francis. Number 9, senior Sofia Esquirca. Number 10, junior Lauren Hollis. Number 11, junior McKenna Munson. Number 12, senior Morgan O'Hearn. Rounding out the starting 11 for the Centennial Cougars is number 15, junior Brooklyn Bortson. Ginger Flohog is at the helm of the Cougars program, assisted by Matt Cross and Lori Geyer.
Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome to Centennial High School, the site of a Section 7-2A matchup between the top-seeded team in the section, the Centennial Cougars, who come in 11-1, and the 5th-seeded team, the Anoka Tornadoes, who enter with a 5-3-4 record on the season. John Haddon, glad to be with you on North Metro TV as these two teams battle it out for the right to face either Blaine or Andover in the championship. These two teams coming in strong. You've got Anoka, who's undefeated in their last 4, including a 12-0 win over Park Center to wrap up the regular season. Then they went to Duluth East and upset the 4-seed Duluth East 2-1. So the Greyhounds are out, and it's the Tornadoes here to take on the Cougars, who have won 6 straight games, including winning their last 2 by a combined 18-0. That's 8-0 at Coon Rapids to finish the regular season, and then 10-0 in the quarterfinal round over Cambridge Isanti. Teams on the field here, Centennial in the black and reds going right to left, and Anoka in the whites going left to right. Cougars led by head coach Ginger Flohog in her 17th season at the helm, and for the Tornadoes, it's Dragan Vucevic. This ball played forward by the Tornadoes for a moment, then it is taken away and played up the near side. Picked up by Morgan O'Hearn on the run. Defense for the Tornadoes gets it back, and they'll try to keep it in along that near sideline. Just went out, Cougar ball. Throw in for Centennial. This is McKenna Monson tossing it back towards the defense. From the middle is Bortson. Brittany Bortson moves it out towards the far side. Pass ahead to Allis. Now swing it to the right wing for Hamsky. She charges in, gets deep, tries to cross it, knocked back out by the Tornadoes, and they'll clear the box. Pushed back in. Now a player tumbles to the ground, no whistles, and the ball rolls out. It'll be kick out of the goal for Olivia Rowe. Rowe, the senior, 17 goals allowed, 114 saves on the season. It's an .870 save percentage, allowing 1.85 goals per game this season. Virtually all the minutes this year have been played by Olivia Rowe for a team that averages 1.7 goals allowed during the regular season. Ball controlled by Brittany Bortson, touches it up the far side. Hamsky gets it there. She'll chip it ahead. Nice touch there by Summer Francis, but she pushes it towards herself in the corner. Francis Crosses to the middle. Tornadoes able to knock it away for a moment. Now a hard blast deflected by a defender for the Tornadoes. Anoka trying to clear again. Centennial regains, takes a shot, and there's a save by Rowe.
Shot by Harper.
So Olivia Rowe able to get down on that one. And Tornadoes in the all-conference regular season went 4-3-4, finished tied for 8th with Elk River, but they got the 5 seed in this section 7. Centennial went 10-1. They finished as the Northwest Suburban champions, and they have not been beaten by a 7-2A team this season. That's why they're the number 1 seed. They went 4-0 during the regular season and won, obviously, in the quarterfinals to make it here. So a perfect 5-0. Ball brought up the far side, lost out of bounds, and possession staying with the Cougars. A throw-in upcoming. Off the toss, kept in that corner, now knocked out again, and once more, Centennial will throw it in. Sent into the corner and lost along the back line. It's another chance for Rowe to kick this one away. And so the interesting thing when you look at the goalkeeper matchup tonight, Lang on the other side, 7 goals allowed, 48 saves, so quite lower numbers in both categories, which means her save percentage at .873 is almost identical to Rowe's, just with far less opportunities this season. And she's allowing just .85 goals per game this season. Ball played up the near sideline by the Cougars. They'll send it deep, but nobody home. Rowe comes out for it, and she'll scoop it up at the top of the box. Rolls it ahead for Emma Hulsnitz. Hulsnitz, one of 2 players that really has carried the scoring load for the Tornadoes this season. Hulsnitz with 6 goals and 6 assists. Elise Panuski is the other one. She wears 23, has 8 goals and 4 assists. So both players with 12 points, just more offensive, or more direct scoring, I should say, for Panuski. Anoka to throw this one in from the far sideline. Then they've gotten some support from the youth. Lauren Hansen, who wears number 7, finished with 4 goals this season, almost all of those coming towards the second half of this shortened season. Ball played towards the near side and kicked up ahead by Monson. This one stays in bounds. Morgan O'Hearn trying to make a move on it. It's lost out the back line, and Rowe will get a chance to kick it away. One of those players I mentioned for the Tornadoes did come up big in the 2-1 win over Duluth East in their most recent action, that quarterfinal victory. It was Panuski getting her 8th goal of the season. The other goal for them in that game came from Sierra Jordan Huffman, who scored her first goal in the first game of the season and her last goal in their last game this season up until now. Harper tried to play that one ahead, got bounced away by the Tornadoes, and Anoka working it up the sideline. That one kind of eluded Elise Panuski. Tries to recover against the defense, who has it clean. McKenna Monson had it knocked away from her by Panuski, but she'll get a chance to throw it in. Toss in for Harper. Harper pretty far back in the defensive end right now. Ball passed around, Harper gets it back, she'll shoot it ahead. Centennial trying to use that speed, and stepping out is Rowe. I like the play by Rowe to play out a bit against the Centennial team, because they do so often like to play the ball ahead to their forwards. We'll try it again here. This one out towards the far side. This time Rowe's back deep and waiting. It's tracked down and kicked out of bounds by the Tornado defense. Ball thrown in. Centennial controlling along that far sideline. Knocked back out of bounds. Another throw in upcoming. Harper trying to get this one towards the middle. It's knocked out of bounds off of Centennial. Harper coming off a quiet game for her. Just 1 goal, 1 assist in the quarterfinal win over Cambridge Isani. They had 10 goals total, but it was really spread out. Hamsky and Prairie, 2 names that we have not called for goal scoring this year much in the many games we've covered of Centennial here on North Metro TV. They each had 2 goals in that game. Ollis and Brooklyn Boardson each had a goal and 2 assists as well. So some big scoring, either just straight goals or points for some other folks. And certainly Ollis, we've called their name quite a bit this season. And Brooklyn Boardson has done some nice work there as well. She has 3 goals, 5 assists this year. But it was one of those games, certainly when you get up to that large a lead, where other people have the opportunity to maybe play up at that forward position, or maybe the field is just so tilted that there's opportunities for everyone to take a shot at one point or another. It seemed like it, as that 10-0 win was the second largest win of the season. Be hard in the playoffs to top the 22-0 victory over Park Center they had earlier in the year. 32-15 remaining here in the first half. No scoring for either side at this point. Off the Tornado throw-in, it's headed by Centennial. Kick up ahead, they'll look to run onto it in the corner. Rowe comes way out, right up at the edge of the box in the corner, and she scoops it clean.
Rowe out to take the through ball with the punt.
Ball booted to the middle of the field. Anoka bouncing it ahead. Now played down by Centennial for a minute. Panuski got a head on it. Anoka passing it around, loses control of the ball. This is Brooklyn Boardson. Plays it up the sideline to O'Hearn. She'll tap it forward for Harper. Harper getting in deep.
Harper
Good cross. Nobody could put it home. Anoka got a foot on it to knock it loose, and it goes out to the far side. Now Hamsky sending it to the middle of the field. Bodies everywhere, but nobody gets a shot past the defense. This one poked away and finally knocked out of there by the Tornadoes. Good job by Anoka to survive that flurry from Centennial. Physical play along the far side as this ball played towards the corner. Cross again. This one bounces off of Tornado players. Cougars coming up afterwards. And Anoka will play it out of the box. Panuski heads that one away. Settled down by Monson. Tries to give it up ahead to O'Hearn, and this one's booted away. Will go upfield and stay in bounds. Nice hook on that one. And having to race back on it is Cubes. Plays it out towards the far side. From there, Esquerca surveys their options. Goes long upfield looking for Francis. Summer Francis may be out of her element in this weather here tonight.
Cougars.
Snow is consistently falling, but not heavy enough to really stick, it seems like. Supposedly that's coming tomorrow, so it's nice that we have a Monday night tilt. This ball launched up and over the goal area and comes down on the near side out of bounds. These two teams faced off on September 24th. Centennial got the win, 3-1. That was on Anoka's home field. We know how good Centennial can be on its own turf. This ball kicked towards that far corner on the Centennial side. It's the closest we've seen the ball come to Jenna Lang tonight, I believe. And Lang will set to kick this one away. Talked about her numbers this season, very strong in limited opportunities because the defense doesn't let the ball get to her all that much. Centennial losing control at midfield. Kick towards that near side corner. Panuski's going to put on the brakes. Doesn't have a chance at that ball. Throwing upcoming for Centennial. This Cougar team averaging almost 6 goals per game this season. Well, they'll eclipse that mark with their quarterfinal round because that was just the regular season. They also allowed .75 goals on average this season. So to be +5 in goals, goal differential on average this year, pretty impressive season for a program that is used to having impressive seasons. Of course, they finished second last year at state. Seems like a grand opportunity for them to get back there this season, but can't take any opponent for granted. And it has not been a hot start to this game for Centennial in terms of scoring. Yes, they are controlling the ball for the most part, but they have not been able to get past Rowe to this point. And if you're the Tornadoes, if it stays 0-0 for a long time, you're feeling pretty good about that effort. Keeping this offense off the board has been tough to do for almost every team in the Northwest Suburban and the region. Cougars' only loss this year came to Champlin Park, a 3-2 defeat. Champlin Park lost one game and tied another, so they fell below the Cougars in the standings as this ball chipped ahead by the Tornadoes goes towards the corner and out of bounds. So certainly Champlin Park would have held the tiebreaker if they could have avoided that late season tie. Unfortunately for them, they did not. Good news for the Cougars, another conference title. Harper headed that one forward, then it's taken away. Try to give it off to Panuski. She's been a favorite target so far. Now it's carried up. This one booted into the defense by Haley Doye. Senior Doye has it bounce off a Cougar player then and out of bounds. So throwing upcoming. Panuski's toss towards the middle, bounces back out to Doye and then is knocked away by the Cougars. Centennial plays it up ahead to Harper. She's got space through the middle of the field. Will chip it ahead for Francis, and Francis doesn't have the speed to run under it as it's taken away by Hulsnitz. Cougars regain control for a moment. Now it's booted out towards the far sideline. Picked up at the center stripe and moved forward and taken right back. Anoka. Good job of getting in those passing lanes. Centennial trying to regain control, loses it out on the far side, so throw in upcoming for Anoka. The Anoka team went 6-11 last year, lost in the section semifinals to Andover. A 5-3 game. They're in the section semifinals again this year with one fewer win. Ball carried up the far sideline with some serious speed. Hamsky puts the shot towards the net. Ooh, it looked like a cross actually right there for Morgan O'Hearn. Maybe not quite as close as O'Hearn would have liked. She was unable to connect on it, but what a run up with the speed there on that far sideline. Throw in for the Tornadoes goes a little long. They're able to recover and get it towards the near sideline. Lost it out of bounds. Throw in upcoming. Took a while to find a ball. Now we're set. McKenna Munson sends it ahead for Harper. Harper chips it for herself into the box. Harper on the run. Takes the lefty shot. Rowe with the save. Big bounce on that one. That strike from Harper had some serious heat behind it because the deflection off the goaltender came way out. This ball played towards the top of the box. Knocked away by the Tornadoes, and Anoka able to get away from their own end. Looking ahead for Panuski is Doye. Doesn't pass it to her until just now. Really dribbled up a long time. Panuski trying to give it back to her. Doye flies onto the ball. She gets to it in the box, dancing around the defender, then loses it out along the back line. Good job by Sofia Esquerca to get there. Taking some time as substitutions for Centennial taking the field. Lang waiting for them to get into place. Now we're ready. McKenna Monson stepping out. This ball hard struck. Lang able to get there, and she blocks it with the body. Able to keep it in front of herself, picks it right up. So some changes with that. We have Hamsky now on the near side. This is Brooklyn Bordson carrying along towards the far sideline. She'll stop, give it back to her sister Brittany. Brittany Bordson taps it ahead for Harper. Harper knocked off the ball. Anoka looking for Panuski. It's taken by Hamsky. Hamsky feeds it forward to O'Hearn. Leave it back. Brittany Bordson chipping it forward. Tornadoes lofted into the Centennial end. We get a whistle for contact there against Centennial.
It's a free kick.
So a free kick coming for the Tornadoes, that is. And a decent look. Strong boot, lifts it up. They're looking for a header after that from Panuski, it looked like. Emma Hulsnitz taking that free kick and trying to just set it straight on, but not all the way to the goalkeeper. Centennial survives one of the better opportunities that Anoka has had here in the first half. And now with under 23 minutes to go, they launch a ball up over the heads of everyone. It is tracked down and tapped to Hamsky, then knocked out of bounds. So Francis was there first. Hamsky got to the area, and this ball booted out of bounds. It is a throw-in near the corner. Toss-in goes to Harper. She tapped it, then lost it. Ball towards the sideline. Brittany Bordson was chasing it. Cubes got there first to tap it ahead. This is Brooklyn Bordson, back to Hamsky. Chips it forward. This one makes it through the defense and the intended target, Morgan O'Hearn, and all the way to Rowe, who will scoop it up. Rowe, strong leg to get that ball out towards midfield. There's Brooklyn Bordson spinning around the defender, chips it forward for Harper. Harper plays it ahead for Summer Francis. Francis cut off by the defense of Hulsnitz, and then Rowe right behind Hulsnitz able to scoop up the ball. Ball played out towards the far sideline. Centennial handing it back. And now it's lost out of bounds. Tornado ball. Scoreless game with 21 minutes to play in the first half. Great pace to the game so far. Tornadoes carrying upfield. This ball blocked by Brittany Bordson on the strike attempt by Veronica Moran, the freshman. Brittany Bordson gets in the way again and takes this ball away. Passes ahead to Harper. This is Harper flying up the far sideline. Harper looking for a chance to cross. She blasts that one into the defender, and it's lost out of bounds. Hulsnitz getting in the way again. Hulsnitz listed as a midfielder, has scored a lot this season, but it's pretty clear that she is playing back in this game. They're trying to use her speed on defense more than anything and try and shut down some of these opportunities for Centennial. Off the throw-in, there she is. Hulsnitz flying in to kick this out of bounds. Another throw-in upcoming for the Cougars. I mentioned Centennial beat Anoka earlier this year 3-1. Allis with 2 goals and an assist. Harper had a goal and assist. On the other side, it was Hansen, the youngster, who scored for the Tornadoes.
Veered over the end line.
Rowe with another stop, and she'll set to kick this one away.
For Olivia Rowe.
The Centennial team currently ranked 5th in the state, as high as 2nd this year, I believe. So they are the highest ranked team in their conference or section. This ball played up the far sideline and knocked away by Centennial. Nice job by the Cougars to get in front.
Tornadoes throw in.
Anoka off the throw-in, looking for Moran. Taken away by the Cougars, played through the defense. It just seems like that brand of soccer, which is the Cougars' calling card, has not worked for them here in the first half. It's been a surprise that they haven't been able to loft it ahead and have their players speed under that ball. And again, with players like Hulsnitz maybe playing back more than normal, it looks like Anoka has put their speed on the defensive side of the field. This is Harper speeding to the ball. She'll slow up as she gets into the box near the corner. Drives in deeper, gets tight, takes a shot that deflects off a leg. Nope, didn't touch anyone, they say. just came off her foot awkwardly and out of bounds off of the
Upper
Cougars.
shot, cross for a goal kick, Tornadoes.
Rowe to kick it away with a 18.5 to go here in the first. Still no score between the Cougars and Tornadoes. Brittany Bordson got in the way of that one. Now it's kicked out of there by Allison Hookham, the 4 on the other side. For Centennial, this is Lindsay Wilson passing off to Hamsky. Hamsky trying to juggle right along the sideline. It's knocked away from her by Panuski. Hamsky throws it in. Getting a foot on it that time was O'Hearn. Then Hamsky plays it to the middle. Brittany Bordson looking for help, taps it around a defender. She's got a player ahead, still holding. Bordson bumped off the ball, and it's taken away clean by the Tornadoes. They'll send it forward. Trying to run onto it is Haley Dammer, and instead it's kicked back to Lang. Yeah, Hadley Dammer was a lone player there really for the Tornadoes with a chance to do anything. She was about to get the ball back, but whistle stops play, and we'll get a kick for the Cougars along the far side, well on their own end.
And a throw in, Cougars.
Off the throw-in. Played back. Now Cougs calls it out. Just got that pass ahead through with Panuski. So the Cougars move it upfield. Now this one knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Veronica Moran. Hamsky throws it in. She'll get it back along that near sideline. Plays off to Harper. Harper met by the defense, comes to the middle, takes a shot through traffic, and diving down to make the save near the post on the near side is Rowe. Able to thread the needle was Harper, but Rowe waiting to secure that right in front of the goal. Still no score as Harper was just denied. Tornadoes trying to play this forward. Cougs takes it away. Ball bounced around between the two teams near midfield. Now sent ahead for Harper, but Rowe charges out to make sure that no one's able to run up to that ball.
The through ball.
16 minutes to go here in the first half. Brittany Bordson battling for that ball near midfield. Taps it ahead. On the far side is Allis. She'll give ahead to Harper. Harper had it kicked away from her and out of bounds off of the Tornadoes.
Cougars throw in. Sarah Strading will take it.
Centennial has won 3 in a row against these Tornadoes. In fact, the Cougars haven't been beaten in the last 11 meetings. There was one tie in there.
Sydney Nelson on for Centennial.
Got to go back to 2009 for an Anoka win. Actually, you got to go back even further than that if you want to try and find a section matchup against each other. These two teams played in different sections for a long, long time. Ball kicked out by Rowe, headed forward by the Tornadoes, trying to change the positioning on the field. Force Centennial to play deep, a little bit like a football punt. It doesn't last long. Centennial sends it back out across midfield. Hulsnitz taps it back, giving to Caitlin Dennis. Dennis feeding it off. Here's Hookham sending it forward. Panuski gets a foot on it. Ball launched over Brittany Bordson's head, but she retreats and gets back on it. She'll play it ahead to Lindsay Wilson. Given forward to Francis. Francis taps it off to Harper. And everyone marches towards our left. Harper looked like she lost it. Instead, she just lost the defender. Now she crosses into the box. Shot, goal!
And the Cougars scoring!
The Centennial Cougars get the goal and take a 1-0 lead with 14:18 remaining here in the first half. Nicely done by the Cougars. Summer Francis on the score, getting that one from Kaya Harper.
Summer Francis scoring with 14:18 remaining from Kaya
For
Harper.
Francis, that is her 4th goal of the season. Harper with her team leading 11th assist this year. So the Cougars do get on the board. Took a little while, but that play just seemed to develop so nicely in terms of getting it up the field. And then the individual effort by Harper. And then it wasn't just Francis waiting inside. There was another player or two in that area, but it was Francis who was able to redirect the cross right into the net past Rowe. Now we've got a corner kick. Could be an opportunity for a very similar situation.
Lauren Ellis.
Where we see one of these tricky plays the Cougars like to run. Looks like Allis on the far side to send it in. Great loft on it. Gets all the way through. Headed towards the front. Still loose. Nobody's able to get a sure strike towards the net. Now winding up. Francis. This one headed. And lost back.
By Hamsky with a redirect.
I said it was Francis. Excuse me. That was Hamsky who sent it on.
Rowe.
And then it was headed, but just wide. Didn't quite get the angle they were looking for it on that attempt. Rose set to kick this away with 13 minutes remaining in the first half.
Sierra Huffman.
Ball settled down by the Tornadoes, but they can't keep it in. There was a harsh strike from Haley Doye. Get it to her teammate along the sideline, not room to work with, and it was just barely lost out of bounds, much like this one is. Again, the Tornadoes losing it. And Centennial set on the throw. They give in to Harper. Harper's so often able to get these throw-ins, but here she'll just play it back to Cubes. Cubes slides it over to Skierka. And she'll kick it up. Allis leaves it back to Brittany Boardson. Boardson trying to send it forward, deflected away by the Tornadoes. Anoka takes control. Try to play it up the far sideline, looking for Ella Kristoff. She can't keep control, and now it is knocked out of bounds off of the Tornadoes. Ball sent forward. Hard charge here. Player falls to the ground for Centennial as it's held the entire way by the Tornadoes.
Defending on Francis, goal kick.
So Anoka will boot this away from their own end. 11 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first half. Centennial working with a 1-0 lead. And this ball lost out of bounds. Another throw-in upcoming for the Cougars. Again, the winner of this matchup will face either Blaine or Andover, the 2 and 3 seeds respectively in this section tournament. Right now, Andover playing at Blaine. You wonder which one the Cougars would rather face.
Centennial throw-in.
Their rival that they beat 4-2 just a couple of weeks ago, or the rematch game against, or Andover, who they haven't seen since the first week of the season. They won 4-1 that time. That was a surprisingly large win for the Cougars. You looked at the start to their season, 4-win over Andover, a very good team. Maple Grove, a historically good team that they beat 1-0. And then Park Center that they beat 22-0. Of course, they were expected to win against Park Center, but just that barrage of goal scoring was so impressive that I remember being here and being asked if that number was accurate. I wasn't at the game, so I couldn't say 100%, but it's what had been reported everywhere, and the stats were there. Free kick for the Cougars.
Cubes.
Good opportunity here. Cubes sends it deep. This one popped into the air, rolls off a leg and out of bounds. Who touched that?
Goal kick. Tornadoes.
It is a corner kick. The way Centennial reacted, I thought that it went, well, visually I thought it went off of the Tornadoes, but the way Centennial reacted, I thought I must have been wrong. But here's Allis setting up for the corner. Harper's in the area as a short corner, possibly. They'll tap it to Harper. She likes to swing around to the top with this. She'll boot it early, and that one slings past Summer Francis. If Francis is able to redirect her body or a leg in that area, she might have been able to push it into the net. They say this was touched by a Tornado player, so another opportunity, this time from the far side corner. 9:12 remaining here in the first half.
Loungers in on the attack.
Hollis booting. This time plays it out to the top. Harper will take it near the point. Harper trying to weave between defenders, loses control, and the ball's kicked out of bounds. Throw-in upcoming for Centennial near the far corner. So the Tornadoes do trail in this one 1-0, but I've been impressed with the defense. It's clear that they have brought a game plan against this Centennial team that has a chance to be successful. They've shut down some of the things that Centennial likes to do best. Francis plays this out towards the far side. Harper dancing around a defender, will chip it towards the net. This one over one of her teammates and then is kicked away by a defender on the backside. Teammate ducked underneath it, didn't seem to think she had a play. Ball given to Hamsky along the near side for the Cougars. She'll tap it ahead. Played forward by Sydney Nelson. Nelson lost it for a moment, now kicked out of bounds by Anoka. Hamsky on the throw-in. Tries to go deep. This one headed and out of bounds off of the Tornadoes. Hamsky again throwing it in. Goes off to Sydney Nelson. Nelson into the corner, tries to cross, and that one came off awkwardly. Goes out of bounds along that back line. Rowe taking her time, her team down 1-0. A lot of game to be played. She's kind of waiting for things to get going. It is a chilly night out here, but you can see most of the young ladies opting for shorts.
Elise Panuski's back on the attack for...
Part of that might be the wetness. Sometimes you don't want a lot of fabric on if it's going to be wet, and this snow is melting once it hits the ground. Here, Harper knocked down from behind.
Harper taken down. Free kick coming up for Centennial.
And so a kick upcoming for the Cougars. Big opportunity as this one is in tight. Harper coming back to the spot. Now the ball's set. And Tornadoes wall is going to have to back up. So Harper alone to her left. And everybody bunched out beyond the right post as she gets set here. Harper takes it herself right into the wall. It bounces off and goes towards the cluster of folks towards the far post where it's knocked away by the Tornadoes. Panuski knocked down, play on. Alice trying to control against the defense. Able to keep it for a moment at midfield and said it's Tornado ball.
For the Tornadoes.
The whistle stops things up. Six minutes to go. Off the free kick. This ball played towards the near sideline. Now out towards the far side. Back and forth we go. Centennial gains clean control. They'll send it ahead for Harper. Harper gets it in stride. Trying to lose the defender, gets a shot away. Rowe pops it in the air, and then it falls back into her hands. Another save for Rowe, who's been busy tonight. She's made quite a few saves, and yet one has snuck through to give us the 1-0 Centennial lead we stand with right now. 5 minutes to go in the first half. This ball played towards Sydney Nelson and knocked out of bounds by the Tornadoes, Veronica Moran. So a throw-in upcoming for Allie Hamsky along the near side. Hamsky tosses into Nelson. Nelson has trouble settling that down.
And a goal kick for Olivia.
Rowe kind of waiting on her teammate here to tie her shoe. 4:25 and the clock keeps ticking. Hookum's ready. And Rowe plays this ahead. Boardson flies up to get a piece of it. Now Allis has control. Over to Harper. Nope, didn't get there. Tornadoes take it away. Nice job. So they'll move it up to midfield and send it down towards Corbin. Corbin playing it ahead. Racing towards the ball is Jordan Huffman. Instead, it'll roll harmlessly into the arms of Jenna Lang. Tornadoes trying to charge upfield. Cougars getting away. Lindsey Wilson, the culprit. Harper moves around a defender. Kaya still dribbling upfield. Now splits two more defenders. She's still on the run. Harper slows things down and will kick it back to Boardson. Brittany Boardson challenged by the defense. Passes forward. This one slides through everyone. Sydney Nilsson. Not quite enough speed to get to that ball, and Nelson sees it rolls into the hands of Olivia Rowe. Under 3 to play in the first half. Tornadoes kick out of the goal. Panuski got a head on it, and now the Cougars control. Brittany Boardson passes towards the far sideline. Feet ahead looking for Summer Francis. Out of her reach, but it's knocked out of bounds by the Tornadoes. Throw in, finds Allis. She'll tap it off to the far side. Harper trying to work around a defender. Puts a cross, and that one clears everybody. Sent back out by her own teammate. Nice job that time by Nelson to keep the play alive. There wasn't anyone really at the top of the box to get there the way that she was looking for. Lindsey Wilson tried to pass that off close quarters that is to Brittany Boardson. Instead it gets out to Allis, and the Cougars kind of went the wrong way for a bit. They settle down again. This is Wilson being dogged by the defense. Turns, tries to slide it ahead to Harper. Instead intercepted and given forward for Ella Kirchhoff. She had it knocked away from her. This is Wilson again. Kirchhoff takes it back, and now controlled out towards that far side by Doyer. Tornadoes charging upfield. Will tap it forward. Stolen by the Cougars for a moment. Panuski gives it off. Tornadoes just kind of working their way upfield, and it hasn't been easy. Ball taken away multiple times by the Cougars, but not enough control from Centennial to change the direction. Change that flight path of the ball. Off the throw in, Tornadoes along the far side, retreating for a bit. Now give it back ahead. Here's a hard strike. Lang plays it on one hop. Again, she's able to knock it down, keep it in front of herself, and then she scoops after that.
With 1 minute remaining in the first half.
We're under a minute here in the first half. Centennial working with that 1-0 lead. Allis trying to track this down. Instead, it ends up with Panuski. She tries to take a hard shot. Allis gets in the way of that. Lindsey Wilson battling for the ball. She collided hard with a Tornado player, Corbin, who looked a little hobbled after that. Harper up the far sideline with limited time left. She's got help in the middle. Gets double teamed out towards that far corner. Slows down, passes it off to Allis. Late tapped off of Allis. Didn't look like she was really trying to shoot. Looked like she was trying to settle it down. Instead, it bounces over to Rowe, who's able to scoop it up easily. That should just about wrap up the half. With 10 seconds left, it gets
10,
out to midfield.
9, 8, 7,
Cougars
6, 5, 4.
maybe take a long
3,
strike from distance.
2,
Yeah, they'll try it, but it won't even roll in
That's
time
the
if
end
it
of the
was
first
on
half.
line.
The Centennial
Able to scoop it up
Cougars,
is
1.
Rowe for another stop, but
Tornadoes,
one did get
0.
past her. It's a 1-0 game here in the Section 7 2A semifinals. Cougars on top of the Tornadoes after one half. We'll pause and then come back for more on North Metro TV.
People with COVID-19 may be short of breath, have a cough, fever, muscle pain, headache, sore throat, chills, or loss of taste or smell. Sometimes people may throw up, get diarrhea, or their stomach may hurt. Get tested if you have COVID-19 symptoms. Talk to a doctor, a local clinic, or use the screening tool on the Minnesota COVID-19 response website to help decide if you should get tested.
An apple core, or potato peels, that leftover pizza you promised you'd eat.
Ew!
Those dirty napkins and paper towels. Stop treating us like garbage. Did you know up to 30% of what you're throwing away could be composted? Composting gives your discards new life, which can be used to improve soil. To learn more about the new organics drop-off programs available throughout the county and get your free starter kit, go to anokacounty.us/organics.
Welcome back to Centennial High School, where the Cougars lead 1-0 after one half of play in this Section 7 2A semifinal matchup against the Anoka Tornadoes. The Cougars, the 1 seed in the section, the Tornadoes, the 5 seed in this section. John Haddon, glad to be back with you here on North Metro TV. 40 minutes up on the clock. Cougars trying to hold and extend their lead. Tornadoes trying to cut into it. From what we saw in the first half, both are possible. Probably the lead extending for the Cougars more probable, and that would be to be expected with their 11-1 record entering today and their 11-game unbeaten streak against the Tornadoes, looking to make it a dozen for both of those columns. Wins the season, undefeated games in a row against the Tornadoes. Elsewhere tonight, the Centennial boys got themselves a big win at Blaine. So the number 1 seed on the boys' side knocked off as Kaya Harper comes in strong, takes a chip shot, and then everybody was so far up to make a play after to follow. That bounced off Rowe and came back hard. Nice job by Rowe. So the 4 seed Centennial, I can't remember the rest of that bracket, but I'm imagining Centennial will be on the road Thursday for the championship game against either the 2 or the 3 seed. In the girls' bracket, number 2, Blaine hosting number 3, Andover. Andover took the early 1-0 lead. Then Blaine has stormed back since then. The Bengals getting a tying goal unassisted from Jada Kennedy. And then the Bengals taking a lead on a penalty kick from Stadden with just a minute and a half left in the first half. So they had a much busier first half of play. Plus, that was the second game of a doubleheader. So they're a little bit behind our matchup here. But it sounds like good soccer being played out at Blaine High School tonight. Ball lost out along the far sideline.
Tornadoes throw-in.
Throw-in upcoming. Centennial holding on to this. Breakout. Harper sending it ahead to Francis. Check that. That's Hamsky coming on. Hamsky sends it to the front. All is right in front. This one kicked away. Hamsky chases after it, and the ball will be collected along the sideline by Hamsky. Still controlling. Hamsky towards that corner, and it's kicked out of bounds by the Tornadoes. Nice job by Hamsky all along in that play. Again, she scored a couple the other day in their quarterfinal round win. Hasn't been a big scorer this season, but I've loved watching her along the sidelines. This ball kicked back, stopped by Esquerca. She'll move it up, give to Harper. Harper looking to turn on the defender. Now she goes down and is lost out of bounds. The official right there along the sidelines, and Harper did tumble. It sort of looked a little bit like a push, but it also looked like she might have just slipped or maybe even intentionally gone down the way that she did. Really hard to decipher, and we'll trust the official who was right on top of it that no whistle need to be blown for any kind of physical contact. Brooklyn Bordson plays this up to the far side. Knocked away by the Tornadoes. Anoka losing it, regaining control is O'Hearn. Play it back, taken by McKenna Monson. Throw in for the Tornadoes upcoming. Again, this Anoka team has won 3 in a row. They're unbeaten in their last 4. A really strong finish to the season. Also a season filled with ties. 4 ties for this Tornado team this year. Right now they need 1 to tie this one up. Cougars in front by a single goal, just 4 minutes into the second half. Ball sent down to the near sideline. Allis gives it ahead. Francis controlling towards the corner. Francis kicks it to the center, but her cross interrupted. Now it's just gingerly tapped out of bounds by Karina Corbin. Off the throw-in. Harper knocked down right along the sidelines, and she'll get a chance. At the kick, nope, she'll go towards the net. Cubes will come over to take this strike from near the sideline. So this is definitely better than a corner. The defense will be marched back. All right, our official is satisfied. Cubes on the shot, lofts it, and this one headed away by the Tornadoes. Picked up on the far side, it'll be lofted again. And Rowe rises up, she slams it to the ground and then bounces it back into her own hands. All in one motion, ends up with the ball on the ground. This ball thrown ahead for Sierra Jordan Huffman. Ball bounces away from the defense on the back line. They're able to retreat, are the Cougars, to get that. Brooklyn Bordson from the middle of the field leaves it off to the far side. That's McKenna Monson trying to send it forward. Knocked away from her, tapped ahead by Lauren Hansen. The freshman had it pushed back by the Cougars. Back and forth ball we go. And Harper will kick it ahead for Francis. Francis kind of on an island, 2 defenders back there with her. She battles for the ball, but it is taken cleanly by the Tornadoes. Emma Hulsnitz trying to move it upfield, had it stolen away by Harper. Bouncing ball, settled down by Hamsky. Plays it forward for Francis. Francis cut off by the defense of Hulsnitz, who grabs control of the ball near the corner. She will just barely tap it out of bounds for a throw-in right near the corner flag. Harper had a little space and then just stops, kicks it off the defender in front of her. That's Lauren Hansen. Check that. That was Sierra Jordan Huffman, who has it bounce out of her hands. Allis set for the corner. 1 player near the near post, everybody else towards the far post, and this ball, a line drive, pops back out to Allis. Allis trying to work herself into the corner, has this one knocked away by the defense. It rolls out for a throw-in. Hamsky running up for the throw-in. And she was playing back defensively in that last set. Off the throw-in. Taken by Harper. Harper goes past 2 defenders, gets in tight, takes the shot. This one deflects softly and is scooped up by the Tornadoes. Caitlin Dennis able to get there. Hamsky gives it back to Harper. She'll center again. Couple of crosses and nothing's come of it. Harper regains control in the corner somehow. Tried to play that off of the Tornadoes, and she's able to do so just barely. The picturesque snowfall continues here at Centennial. 7.5 minutes into this second half. Cougars with a 1-0 lead. Allis on the corner. Hard line drive. Good header. It's popped into the air and up and over the crossbar. Will do it again. Nicely done by the Cougars, and a great response by Rowe to get a paw on that and bat it away. It's right near the middle of the goal, but our corner will come from the opposite side this time. Allis has it. Harper given space, and she'll take the kick. Harper trying to speed past the defender. They keep pushing her back farther. Now she'll take the shot, rolls in, goal! That one didn't have as much strength as some of her shots, but it found open field to roll all the way through those defenders, and then Rowe couldn't get towards the post in time. It's a Kaya Harper score. Not right off the corner, but it was set up by that opportunity. and it's a 2-0 lead. So this comes with 31 minutes and 49 seconds remaining here in the second half. And Harper, with her 25th goal of the season. So the Cougars have done it. They've extended their lead.
Cougars through.
Throw-in upcoming for the Cougars as they look for more deep inside the Tornadoes there. End of the field. Hamsky tosses it in to Harper. Harper turns towards the corner. Now, good cross, but it clears everyone. On the backside, tapped up to the top for Bordson. She'll hand it back. This is Brittany Bordson sending it down to the near side. Harper has it again, so they cycled it all the way around. Harper tries for the cross, and instead it's knocked off a defender and out of bounds. Corner kick coming for the Cougars.
It's a corner kick for the Cougars.
Allis sets up. Her kick, a low line drive, bounces out towards the top. Settled down for a moment. Brooklyn Bordson has to retreat on it. Now, O'Hearn sends it ahead to Harper, but offsides. Excuse me, that was Monson trying to get it ahead. Ball tapped forward. Left back for Hamsky. Gets it onto her right foot. Hamsky takes the shot. Flying in defensively was Corbin. And Corinna Corbin, the senior, able to knock it out of bounds. Sets up a throw-in right near the flag in the corner. Hamsky gets it in to Harper. Harper, battling against the two defenders, is knocked to the ground.
Free kick coming up for.
So an opportunity.
Goal kick coming up for the Tornadoes.
Just a goal kick here. Looked like there was physical contact, and then
This is Rowe.
a call for an opportunity for Centennial. It doesn't end that way, and that works for the Anoka fans, who had quite an uproar when they saw that Harper going to the ground was going to lead to an opportunity for the Cougars to get a free kick. Cougars working it up the near sideline, running out of room there. Allis trying to settle it down. She could not. Instead, a throw-in for Anoka. Toss. Now it's booted ahead by Corbin out towards that far side. Panuski trying to settle it down. Battling back there against McKenna Monson. Panuski now sends it towards the middle. Cube steps in front, and this one sent out of there. You know, I think Lang and the defense of the Centennial team is really frustrating for a lot of these opponents this season, because there's so few opportunities for most of Centennial's opponents, and then when they do get shut down by the defense, it's a deflating moment because you don't know when you're going to get back to the offensive end and have another chance at it. Really, that was the first time that Anoka had anything going here in the second half, and we're 12 minutes in. Ball lost out of bounds off of the Cougars. Throw in here for Anoka's Elise Panuski. Throw in. Pushed forward by the Tornadoes. Still trying to maintain that push, finally taken away. And given out ahead to Brooklyn Bordson. Bordson sends it deep, looking for O'Hearn. O'Hearn couldn't track it along that far sideline. Throw-in upcoming for the Tornadoes. We have substitutions coming here for the Cougars. Looked like it. Maybe they're just getting ready for substitutions. Yeah. Players on the Centennial bench chatting with Coach Flohog. Harper gets a hold of the ball. We'll play it ahead to Hamsky. She runs herself towards the corner. Hamsky settles it down, plays it back to Harper. Harper trying to go between defenders, has it knocked away. Good job by the Tornadoes that time. Slowed but not stopped. Ella Kristoff gives it ahead. Now this ball coming in deep, and Lang will just kick it away. Kicked back by the Tornadoes. Skierka gets to it, up ahead to Brooklyn Bordson. Tapped forward. O'Hearn unable to keep control. This is Veronica Moran. Tornadoes Moran plays it ahead. This one bounced away from Hadley Dammer.
Skierka defending.
Ball towards the far sideline. Brooklyn Bordson gave it off. O'Hearn then tripped down to the ground. Free kick coming from midfield for the Cougars. A little close to the far sideline. Under 24 minutes to go here, or rather under 26 minutes to go in the second half. 2-0 lead for the Cougars. Ball headed away. Centennial gets it over to Brittany Bordson. She will slow things down. Oh, we had a whistle, sorry. Didn't hear that one. And a free kick upcoming for the Cougars. This time from the 40. So just ahead of midfield.
Cubes.
Here's Cubes on the kick. Gets through everyone and bounces into the arms of Olivia Rowe. And the Cougars as the #1 seed looking to advance tonight and host a game Thursday for the section championship. And if they get to that game and I'm there, I'll figure out how the state tournament is supposed to work this year. Everything about this season seems a little bit different. The shortened regular season, obviously all the COVID precautions taken by the players and the fans. I mentioned that the snow is melting when it hits the ground. On the field, that's 100% true. In the stands, it's collecting a little bit, you can tell. A layer of powder.
Sarah Strading and Lindsay Wilson.
Off the throw in for the Cougars. Lindsay Wilson gets a hold of it for a moment. Now with it is Sarah Strading. Left back to Hamsky. She sends it to the near sideline looking for Lowinger.
Lowinger is in for the Cougars.
Finally taken away. Nope, Cougars are going to get it right back. Try to play it into the box. Knocked away from them there, and Anoka able to get it out towards midfield. Really battling there was Dammer. Couldn't get a hold of it. Hamsky kind of playing in the middle of the field. So used to her along the sidelines. This ball given ahead. Played forward by Brittany Bordson. Now picked up along the sideline. This is Lowinger. Resets, gets it ahead. Strading, trying to make something happen. Back out towards Lowinger, who'll settle it down. Gave it ahead for Brittany Bordson. Unable to get there. Anoka now kicks it out of bounds. So here's Lowinger. Soft toss into Harper. Harper curves around to the top, takes the lefty shot, and that one high and wide. Couldn't find the upper 90. Under 23 minutes to go here in the second half, a 2-0 lead for Centennial. Kaya Harper, who had that last goal, again unassisted, she had 7 goals last year in the section tournament. She's sitting on just 2 so far in this section. Even with a dominant 10-0 win for the Cougars in the quarterfinals. This game a little tighter, very reminiscent score-wise of what happened the last time these two teams met. It was a 2-goal win for the Cougars at 3-1. Right now it's a 2-goal lead for the Cougars at 2-0. But who knows what the next 20-some minutes will hold as this ball kicked out of bounds off of the Tornadoes. Well timed by the defense. Cubes came over and made that stop.
Cougars.
Lowinger told them move back and throw it in from a more reasonable distance. Set up, kicked ahead to Strating. Great job heading that over. Maybe too good. Harper wasn't expecting it. Kind of caught under Harper's cleat. She was knocked down to the ground shortly thereafter, and that leads to the kick for Centennial. Cubes waiting, now has it set, and she'll go towards the middle. Tornadoes step in front of that one. Hamsky heading it forward. Bouncing ball, the Tornadoes take control towards the far sideline. They can't settle it down. Kristoff has to go off of her and out of bounds. Ball left out towards the far sideline. Given into the middle. Tapped back. Launger gets it along the near sideline. Plays it forward for Harper. Harper trying to dance around the two defenders that are on her. Able to get ahead for a moment. Now knocked off the ball. Anoka player goes down, and free kick coming from deep in their own end for the Tornadoes.
Defending, draws a foul. Rowe will take the free kick for the Tornadoes.
So Rowe, slightly off center from her goal, set to kick this away. Good distance, hops in front of midfield and clears that center stripe. 20 minutes to go. We're midway through the second half. Cougars up 2-0. And it's Centennial pushing in. Strating, gives to the middle for Harper. Harper curves towards her right. Gets into the corner. Has support from behind. Harper, cross, lifts this one all the way over. It has settled down, but no real attack on that play, and the ball rolls out of bounds along that back line. That's a corner kick coming up for the Cougars. Cougars getting set. Someone needs to take it, so Hamsky will run out there and do that. It's an important part of the corner.
Hamsky over to take the Cougars corner.
Of course, if you're the Cougars, not necessarily in a rush. Time is on your side with a 2-goal lead. Hamsky's kick, a little low. The line drive headed out of there by the Tornadoes. And then they charge onto the ball along that far sideline, trying to make something happen. Pass ahead, bounces off of Dammer and out of bounds. Dammer, a junior. Centennial with Strating controlling the ball. Strating towards the middle. Plays it up that far sideline. Quick taps. Lost for a moment, regained. Here come the Cougars. Cross gets through everyone, it seems like now. Bounced around and settled down by Brittany Bordson. She'll hand it back out. Hamsky, under some duress, leaves it back. So Cougars retreat, regroup, now get a kick from Cubes that is knocked down. Flying defender came in, got her knees up, and had that one ricochet off her all the way out towards the far sideline. Out of bounds off of the Tornadoes, right in front of the Anoka bench. 18 to play in the second half, 2-0 lead for Centennial. Hamsky knocked off the ball, spinning with control is Kristoff. And the ball lost out. Substitution for Anoka Quick. We'll also have the throw-in from midfield. So onto the field comes Jada Eckley, the junior, has a couple of goals this season. And again, the high scorer in terms of goals this year for the Tornadoes with 8 is Elise Panuski, which would be the high mark on Centennial if it wasn't for Kai Harper and her 25. But the next highest is 7 for Lauren Allis this season for the Centennial Cougars. 16 different Cougar players have scored goals for the varsity squad this season.
Tornadoes throwing.
Throwing from the far sideline for the Cougars. Or excuse me, for the Tornadoes. The Cougars then boot it to midfield. This stretch here with the #1 seed started last week, continuing tonight, and the Cougars hoping it continues into Thursday. They've got to win here to make that happen. Ball dribbled nicely along the sideline by Doyer. She plays it to the middle, and Lang will scoop it up. But being at home, good for the Cougars, because they finished the regular season with 4 of 5 on the road. Only the rivalry game on October 1st was at home during that stretch. Ball lost out towards the far sideline. Under 16 minutes to go in this second half. Throw in.
Back on for the Cougars.
Now played to the Cougars right in front of Lang. Ball up to the middle of the field. Strating will get a hold of it there. She tries to play it forward, knocked away by the defense. Strating regains and kicks it along that sideline, carried up by the Cougars. Two Cougar players right next to each other. Now they'll space out a little better. Here's a shot from Long, and that one goes well wide.
Goal kick for the Tornadoes.
The kick towards the far sideline. Middle of the field, kind of bounces around. Now headed forward by the Tornadoes, but Centennial back on it. Giving it to Skierka. Tries to kick it up the sideline. Good job by the Tornadoes. They got a hold of it. Settled down here by Corbin. She'll loft it towards the far sideline. Looking for Evelyn Lara. Lara charging on it, got a foot on it, takes a shot, and this one goes just wide. Lara got in deep. She was alone with Lang, and she could not make it happen. Would have been her first goal of the season if she could have connected on that lefty shot. .14 to play in the second half. Cougars just survived probably Anoka's best chance of this game. And really their second or third decent chance or better here in the second half. Centennial trying to gain control. They finally do. I mean, they're deep in their opponent's end of the field, but dancing around. Now a pass forward. Limited space. This shot goes just wide. Rowe kind of cutting off the angle there. I'm not sure if she got a piece of it, but her body being where it was forced the shot to go a little bit to the left, and it just misses. Looks like she did get a piece of it because they're saying it's out of bounds off of Anoka. So Centennial with a corner opportunity. Harper given the ball. Harper tries to cut inside, has this one bounce off of the defender, but it's just a throw-in this time for Centennial. So the defense did their job for Anoka. A slew of substitutions coming on. Looks like 2 for Centennial and 3 for Anoka. About 12 and a half minutes to play as everyone gets settled in.
Leah Bilby in on the attack now for the Cougars. Sadie Nelson's back on.
Brooklyn Bordson gives to Hamsky. Hamsky hands it back. Bordson trying to charge in is pushed back. This is Harper. Harper being pushed away by the defense, tries to curl around them. Goes to Lauinger, gets it back. Harper started left, comes back right. She'll launch this one towards the net, and that one just clears the top bar. Landed on the backside of the netting. Rowe was in the area the whole time to track it if it had come underneath that crossbar. Ball kicked ahead and out of bounds by Centennial.
Throw in Tornadoes.
Anoka has control. The Centennial team able to regain control on offense. Here's a shot, and that one good for a goal.
Wilson finds the back of the net.
A score for senior Lindsay Wilson, her 5th of the season.
Lindsay Wilson snipes it in.
One of the few goals that we see that really didn't seem to have Harper involved much at all. So that coming with 11:09 remaining. Excuse me, I said Lindsay Wilson. It was Sydney Nelson. My apologies.
That's a Sydney Nelson goal.
So Sydney Nelson getting her 4th goal of the season, not Lindsay Wilson getting her 5th. Both seniors, but Sydney, I want to give credit where credit is due. Able to beat Rowe for a 3rd goal. 3-0 now our score. Centennial with Brittany Boardson controlling. Plays it ahead, able to get a foot on it was Bilby, but then it rolls right over to the goalkeeper Rowe. Anoka getting this towards the front. Here's a shot on a quick turnaround, and it goes wide. The opportunities are getting better for Anoka as the match goes on. And they were close on that one, but couldn't make it happen. So Lang will get set for a kick from her own end. 9 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Ball gets out to Corbin. She'll settle it down. Headed forward by the Tornadoes. Looking good on this charge up ahead. Here's a shot, and Lang diving down, able to knock it away, and it sets up a Tornado corner kick. I believe this is the first corner kick of the night for the Tornadoes. So from the far side, they set up. Ball launched in the middle. Good header, and that one just wide.
And it just over the crossbar. Goal kick. Cougars. Center line will take it.
Good attempt by the Tornadoes. But it's the Cougars who have the 3-0 lead. 3 different goal scorers tonight. Francis in the first half. Harper and Nelson here in the second half. Kicked away by Centennial. Play it forward on the far sideline. Cougars giving to Brooklyn Boardson, knocked away from her. Brittany Boardson sending it forward. Battle in the corner near side. Cougars maintain control. Give it to the middle. Lindsay Wilson with a shot right off the post.
Lindsay Wilson off the post.
A lefty shot hit that far post and bounced out. We go to the far sideline. Ball played back by Hulsnitz. A little back and forth action now as the Tornadoes do send it back towards midfield. Cougars, Brooklyn Boardson getting a hold of it. Now it's lost out of bounds on the far sideline.
Cougars throw in.
Throw in for Centennial with 7.5 remaining here in the second. Sydney Nelson up that far sideline, again coming off the goal. Off the throw-in, Brooklyn Bordson. Bordson losing her footing, tried to stay with the ball, instead it's taken away by Anoka. Settling it down for the Tornadoes, this is Kylie Dallum.
Kylie Dallum is in for the Tornadoes.
Regained by the Tornadoes. Panuski plays it forward on that far sideline. Long way to run under it, and the Cougars with some speed able to get back defensively. Then a ball kicked off of the Tornadoes and out of bounds. I believe that was Sierra Jordan Huffman who touched it last. So Centennial throwing it in with 6.5 minutes to go in the second. Looking for another shutout, would be a third consecutive if they can keep the Tornadoes off the board. But Anoka not going quietly late. Here's a good cross, able to block that one away. Was the keeper. Now a shot lofted. That one clears the crossbar.
Goal kick for Centennial.
Good opportunities for Anoka. I was saying it would be a third straight shutout for the Cougars. They had a shutout in 3 of their first 5 and then didn't until that regular season finale. So as good as they've played, and almost everybody's been held to 1 goal. They've allowed 2 goals once and 3 goals once this season. Player knocked down for Anoka, going to be helped off the field. They'll burn a little time off the clock.
Young back on for the Tornadoes.
Tornadoes been moving up the field a little better through the Cougar defense as the game has gone on. We've also seen substitutions to bring in more of Centennial's bench players, especially on the front side, I would say.
Cougars,
and with that, less possession for the Cougars as the game has gone on. Makes sense now that they've got the lead to maybe take some of those starting players off the field. Just over 5 minutes remaining at this point. And again, the Cougars looks like they will be headed for a matchup against Blaine. Haven't had any updates in a while, and the Bengals with that 2-1 lead at the half. Still a long ways to go, since we haven't had an update since then, with that game being started after this one.
Run defending.
Ball played towards the middle of the field. Soccer kind of wrapping up since we're in the postseason. Some teams have had their fall come to an end. Brittany Bordson plays this out towards Aulis. More of a forward attacking role for Aulis right now. But the weather is certainly reminding us right now that it is supposed to be, you know, towards the tail end of the fall season. And yet football still has a long ways to go. We're going to get into some really cold temperatures, you would think. I mean, it's not expected to warm up anytime soon, that's for sure, when you look ahead at the long-term forecast. And Halloween just a week and a half away. Well, almost 2 weeks, I guess.
Grace Prairie back on.
Tornadoes have control near midfield.
For Centennial.
Trying to get something going in these final 3.5 minutes. This ball gets through everyone, so it's played down to the near sideline. Cross right to the Cougars, and they'll clear. Long ball sitting out there. It's a race. Able to get back on it and tap it to her keeper is Corbin. Brooklyn Bordson slowing that ball down. It goes right to Lauren Youngquist, sophomore. Pushed forward by Sydney Cubes. Sydney Nelson up that far sideline. Nelson tried to cross. Nope, went right into the defender and out of bounds. Corner kick. Cougars love to set up as many corner kicks as they can. You would all game long, certainly, but right now, it's not so much about getting the goal as it is all the time it takes to get these set up. Hollis was reasonable about it, though. She jogged over, and now we'll kick it straight away. Ball lofted in. Brooklyn Bordson got a foot on it, and that was it. Nice speed by Hamsky after that to get there, and this ball knocked out of bounds off the foot. Hamsky throwing it in, goes to Lauinger. I think we had a handball. So free kick for the Tornadoes, fairly deep in their own end. Under 2 minutes to go. Long kick. Iskierka runs back on it, and this ball kicked out of bounds. Ooh. Andover has just tied the girls' game against Blaine, 2-2 with 15 minutes left there. So really uncertain as to who the Cougars' opponent will be on Thursday night in the Section 7 2A championship. But with under a minute and a half to go and a 3-0 lead for Centennial, it does appear that they're all set to extend their win streak to 7 straight. Ball kicked out of bounds near the Cougars sideline. Throwing upcoming for Veronica Moran.
1 to go.
Gaining control of it is Kristoff. Through the middle of the field. Now a hard strike goes wide, and that'll carry away.
Goal kick.
Goal kick upcoming for Jenna Lang. With 40 seconds remaining, she'll place it down.
Haley Doyer.
The nice thing is if you're watching this streaming, then you can already make your way over to the other matchup. Oh, everything's tape delayed tonight. My apologies. Forgot we're in the postseason. So I suppose all these scoring updates aren't that useful. You already know, probably, who won the Blaine Andover game. I'm the only one who's clueless right now. Under 10 seconds to go. Anoka trying to sneak a ball in late. They'll get a shot away. Lang in front of it. She scoops it up to secure the shutout. Another win for the Cougars. As I said, they're 7th straight. They're now 12-1 on the season, and the number 1 seed in the Section 7 2A tournament will represent at home Thursday night in the championship game. They'll either get Blaine or Andover. We do not know, but the Cougars have ended the Tornadoes season at 5-4-4 here tonight. I want to thank you all for tuning in. For our entire North Metro TV crew, I'm John Haddon saying so long from Centennial, where the Cougars win 3-0.